Greetings Earthlings. I've got a nice little interesting and slightly nerdy video for you today, just to show you how I've upgraded my Swiss Army knife and some really good modifications I've added to it. I've been using the Swiss Army SD. It's very small. Its weight is 0.7 ounces, and which works out at 19.8 grams. So it's very light, and most through hikers are packing out these SD knives because they're so small, so light, but they have all the features you really need. They've got a small blade, they've got scissors, they've got tweezers, this kind of toothpicky thing. They've got a little file. Let me get it. Little file, which has got a screwdriver on the end. So excellent for all the tasks you need, and very light because every gram counts when you're doing long through hikes. Not so much normal backpacking, I guess. Problem is, there's a lot of fears I had when I added this. The main one was this blade isn't big enough to cope with many tasks. It's great for doing little cuts of food or tape or leukotape or doing little foot care. I mean, it's a great little foot care device, to be honest. It's got everything you need. The scissors, great for cutting your toenails. But I always felt that these scissors were actually just on the edge of doing a good job of what I needed on my toenails. But you know, I went over 2,000 miles with this and cut my nails with that. Now the knife size, really, there's not much you can do with that. And one of the biggest fears I had when I was out on the PCT was that I had nothing to start a fire with, or nothing to prepare any wood for a fire. So you can't really make feather sticks with this, and you can't really process any timber or any dead wood for making a fire. That was always in the back of my mind, really, even though, you know, I didn't really need it. If I had needed it, if I had needed to carve things in an emergency, even if it was tent pegs or something like that, it would have been okay. I would have made do, but is making do good enough? So what I have done is I have upgraded to the Swiss Army Compact, as you can see here, and I've made some very nerdy modifications to it which help to allay some of those fears that I actually had while out on trail. So this is the Compact. It weighs 2.25 ounces or 64 grams. So, I mean, 2/3 heavier, I guess, than the SD. However, this blade, just going to have a quick measure. What's that? 2.5 inches long. You can do a lot with this. Better for chopping food, better for general cutting chores. You can make feather sticks, and you can batten and process any sort of firewood. Be a bit of a struggle, but it can be done. The scissors, a lot more, where are they? They're a lot more robust than the SD scissors. They're bigger, and they've got a tighter spring. And if you're cutting your hiker talons on your feet, they're going to do a lot better job, a lot more precise, a lot more control on them, and a lot more robust. Really good. And you know, you can do really good cutting jobs on tape, repair tape, leukotape, food as well with these. So another good upgrade there. On this blade, just very handy. Can opener, bottle top puller, flathead screwdriver, and right on the tip is a Phillips head. Also got a wire stripper. Now, the wire stripper, would you need that hiking? No, but combined with this upgrade I've got here, which I'm going to go through in a minute, is a really vital addition. And there's a couple of other features on this that enable you to ditch some of the items on your bag anyway. Only small things. So your toenail clippers, you're not going to need those because these scissors are really good. The other interesting thing you can get rid of, and if I can remember where it is, actually one little feature here is a pin. I mean, that's handy for foot care. Tucks away in there in the corkscrew recess quite handily. It also comes with this little screwdriver. If you're a glasses wearer, especially handy, but as I'm going to show you in a minute, I'm going to replace that with something more helpful. The hook, not really sure what you can do with the hook. Has got a little file on it there, which is good for your nails. But I was going to show you something else, wasn't I? I was going to show you could ditch the pen. And let me think, where is the pen? The pen is in here. Yep, that is the pen, and unbelievably it works really well. So that's another item you can ditch from your bag. And of course it has the toothpick, which we're going to replace in a minute. I'm going to show you what we do with that, and the tweezers, vital for your foot care and, you know, general first aid. So, I mean, weight and size differences, obviously they're there, and every gram you can save when you're on a super long through hike, they all add up, all the grams. But I'm going to show you this upgrade we've got now, and it's really going to give me peace of mind when I'm backpacking. So, from a company called Firefly in the States, we have some flints and some tinder that we can put into our Swiss Army knife and carry with us for emergency fire lighting. So I'm just going to show you how this works. The tinder, let's get one out, fits in. I've never done this before, so look at that, fits into your corkscrew. And then lives there, so you can get a few lights out of that. I'm told I'll do a little experiment later. We'll see how well it works. Then we're going to take the toothpick out, and we're going to replace that with one of these flints, striker flints. If I can get it out. So this flint fits perfectly into this slot, and has actually got a glow in the dark tip, which is fairly handy if you lose your knife in your tent in the dark, I guess. Look at that, it's great. I mean, I'm not a big person for fires when I'm out hiking and backpacking, and especially when I was in California, I'd be deadly terrified to make a fire and set the whole state on fire. But in the back of my mind, if you're cold and wet and you need to get dry in an emergency, you always need the tools to start a fire when you're out in the backcountry. It's pretty vital, really. Yeah, that makes me feel a lot better. So I think we should test it, shouldn't we? See how well it works. Alright, so first of all, I think what we do is we just sort of tease this out. It's waterproof, and apparently it's good for one of these whole pieces is good for a few fire starts, maybe 3 or 4. And what you do is you just tease the fibres out with your blade. Let's do half or one, see what happens. Alright, so let's give it a go. I haven't been struggling with this a bit, and I've tried another bit to really tease the fibres out. It's good practice, so you need to practice with your gear, so let's give it a go. Yes. Oh yes. Yeah, so that seems to be the key, is like really teasing those fibres out, get the sparks on them. Wow, that was actually pretty easy, wasn't it? Wow, that's good stuff. That's great. All right, let's put this fire out. Okay, so the final little upgrade, completely optional, super personal. This is called the Key Smart Nano Clip. It's just a little pocket clip to fit on your knife. I don't know about you, but if I put my knife in my pocket, it's quite likely getting in and out of the tent, picking things up, doing stuff around camp, rugged territory, it's going to fall out. If it's not in my pack, it's in my pocket, it's going to fall out. This actually works really well. It just clips on your pocket. You drop your knife in your pocket, clip this onto the side, and it's great. It's not going to go anywhere, and it's really easy to access. I'll see if actually I'll just try and put it in my trousers so you can see. All right, here we go. Pop it in there, clip it on there, grab it. Perfect. So I'm really happy with this upgrade. I know it's a little thing, but you know, potentially it could be a big thing. Sometimes you don't need things until you need them. Yeah, I'm happy with this upgrade. This is what I'm going to carry now from now on. It's worth the small increase in weight, plus it means I can drop clippers and a pen out of my pack. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll put links down below to all the items, and also I got these mods and tips from a couple of really good YouTubers. I'll put the links in to their channels. They've got loads of good Swiss Army modifications and upgrades. One thing's worth noting, these side pieces are called scales, and if you take them off, there's little recesses in there. And people keep things like fishing hooks, fishing line, more tinder. You can also put a micro SD card if you do a bit of carving around in there, so it's pretty interesting too. I'm not going to get into that, but if you want to see those things, I'll put the links to the channels down below. Alright, still waiting for my foot to heal, slowly getting better, loads of adventures planned, so I'm just making some videos, some gear videos, just because I miss making videos. Hope they're helpful though. Alright.